If you've been in the Netherlands whether for 6 months or 10 years and you still can't decide whether to stay or leave, this video is for you. That constant back and forth is exhausting. One day you're browsing flights, the next you're convincing yourself to give it another year. The mental tug of war never stops. After 10 years of living here, I've narrowed it down to 5 clear signs. It might be time to go. The kind not many people talk about, but could completely change the way you see your life here. By the end of the video, you will know whether what you're feeling is just a temporary dip or a sign that it's time for a bigger change. And I've got a big announcement that can help you make this decision with confidence and finally stop overthinking it to death. Number 1. Your core values no longer match the culture. Here is the unexpected part. If we are doubting our decision now, it can feel like we made a mistake in the past, and that one hurts. But in reality, and this one is really important, so listen carefully, this move was right for that version of you. The current version of yourself won't and would not have made the same decision. But the version of you who moved here made the best choice knowing what you knew and valued at that time. Values change, you change, the whole world is changing, so it's only normal that what fit back then might not fit now. We know that the only permanent thing in life is change, and the way you adapt is by asking yourself, what matters most to me right now? Does the Netherlands still match that? If the answer is no, it might explain why you've been feeling off. For example, when I just moved to the Netherlands, Dutch pragmatism and efficiency felt on point. It was very much aligned with who I was back 10 years ago. But over time, I started craving more emotional depth, even at the cost of efficiency. Maybe you have a few areas of your life where you feel the same way. And sometimes this is just a phase, like you've outgrown your current circle or your routine, and all you need to do is just to find another routine or another community of people who share the same values as you have. Copy that. We will talk about communities and how having the right community can completely shift the way you feel in the country. So definitely keep on watching. But other times it's a sign of a deeper mismatch, like when the core of the country is completely just not aligned with who you are right now. And the hard truth is that it's likely not going to change. Number 2, the things that once excited you now drain you. I see this quite a lot with my coaching clients. They tell me that once they came to the Netherlands, they were super excited. They were completely in awe of Amsterdam, of these tiny streets, small canals. Everything is just so cute. But after having lived in this city for a while, they start getting annoyed because it's just too touristy, too crowded. And some people say that it's losing its authenticity. They come to my coaching session and ask me, have I changed or has the city changed? Like, it can't be that 2 years ago I was just blind. That's an interesting question. If you're wondering the same, try to pinpoint what other things you're no longer excited about. Because perhaps it's just the end of the honeymoon phase where we saw everything in these like rose colors, and now we are more like used to the good things and are getting annoyed about the like bad things. In this case, it's just normal, and maybe you just need some fresh challenges, or even, you know, just a simple vacation can help. Or maybe what you're experiencing is something rather permanent. Like you try new things, you try to change the scene, but the magic doesn't come back. That's when it's usually less about needing novelty or needing to like get out of your routine for a while, and more about the place no longer feeding you. By the way, inside my new private community, we're going deep on exactly this. I'll tell you the difference between I'm just tired and it's time to go. I've myself faced this, and I've coached numerous clients who were struggling with the exact same question. So in the community, I will tell you exactly how to solve it, and I will walk you through my own decision-making process in a way that I can't and will never be able to do it on here, just because it's too private. I'll tell you more at the end, but you can pick at the link in the video description below if you're curious. Number 3. You feel more like you're surviving than living. I have a neighbor who really embodies what I mean here by surviving. He goes to work, comes home, orders delivery, smokes, plays computer games, sleeps, repeat the same cycle. There is simply no spark, no joy in his eyes when you talk to him. And this part is not about judging anyone. We've all gone through phases where we lived on autopilot. Sometimes that autopilot mode is just a season. Maybe you're recovering from burnout or going through a phase where other priorities take up all your energy. That's totally fine to occasionally go through periods of life where we are doing the basic checklist of life: work, bills, laundering. The danger starts when it becomes a permanent state, when this getting through rather than experiencing becomes our default mode. And that can be a sign that the environment itself might be keeping you in survival mode rather than inspiring you to live fully. Number 4, you stopped trying to integrate. This one can sneak up on you. It can manifest as you stopped wanting to learn more about the Dutch culture, or you don't feel as motivated to learn Dutch, even though at the beginning you were very keen. Sometimes I meet people who say that they want to meet new people and they want to make true, genuine connections, but in reality they feel reluctant to go out of their way to make an effort. That can also be a subtle sign that you don't really want to integrate. Paradoxically, sometimes people can feel more excited about exploring the country, but this motivation comes not from a place of like I want to learn more, but more from a place of like ticking off boxes before I leave, even if the decision about living is not yet made. It can really work on a subconscious level. This one we should really get honest. Is it because life is full and integration just slipped through? Or is it because deep down you have already decided that you're not going to stay forever here? So your mind pulls back and you stop investing. Number 5, you are annoyed about the smallest things. Typically, when we're committed to make certain things work, we let little things slide. But when you're mentally halfway out the door, those same things feel unbearable. Maybe it's the fact that the Dutch are too loud, or that PostNL again mixed up your parcels. So you focus on that and not on the positive aspects. I actually had a phase where I was permanently annoyed by the Dutch. I'd go to Pilates and people there would happily kick me with their leg even though they had plenty of room. And here is the thing about the Dutch. If something bothers you, you speak up. So the Dutch are not trained to preemptively adjust, like in many other cultures where people are more aware of the others in the room and sort of like automatically make space. I knew that, I know how it works, but sometimes knowing is not enough, like understanding is not enough. You can know and understand, but still get annoyed. Well, we can go through phases like that. But typically you know that it's serious when things that bother you keep surfacing. Like no matter how many breaks you take, how much of like awareness and understanding and acceptance you pour into it, it just keeps surfacing again and again. So as I mentioned, I do recognize myself in some of these points, and I started asking myself, do I really see myself in the Netherlands long term? So partly for selfish reasons and partly because I know that I'm not the only one struggling with this question, I am launching a private community. Every month we will be discussing a new topic, and the topic for our very first month is, should I stay or should I leave the Netherlands, and how to make this choice? Well, I said the Netherlands, but technically it's going to be applicable for any country you live in, so anyone is welcome. In my community I will be sharing some tools that I use in my coaching practice that have helped many people already, including myself. I will also share my own decision-making process in a way that I can't and will never be able to share here just because it's simply too private for such a wide audience. If you join the early waitlist through the link below, you will receive the founding member offer. Between us, it's a very good offer that will not be available for anyone else. It will give you some nice bonuses and perks and will save you a lot of money. Because the way I see it, everyone who's going to join my community early is going to help to co-create it, and I consider this person as a founding member. So I definitely want to acknowledge and appreciate that. And not only that, as a welcome gift upon signing up to the early waitlist, you will receive my Wheel of Life Abroad. This tool will help you visually see how your life abroad looks like, what's working and what needs some love, but it also will help you match your life abroad with your values. And this is the key. Often people just check how their life looks like and leave it at that. But this is nothing because no action is taken. With the value matrix that I've developed, you will be able to compare the two and take meaningful actions. And I will also guide you through the whole process. Spots will be limited for the founding offer, so definitely sign up for the early waitlist to also get the Wheel of Life Abroad tool. And if you change your mind later, I promise I won't be offended. But if you don't, I'd be happy to welcome you there and start an honest and raw conversation with you.